Good morning. Welcome to Math on Thursday, May 7, 2020. You can see from my opening slide, we are leaving line plots behind us and we are moving into area and perimeter. Take a minute to remind ourselves what area and perimeter are. Maybe you took the option of watching both of the Math Antics videos that were posted on the opening slide, and that would have jogged your memory. Here I have an anchor chart that will be inside your lesson that you could refer to at any time, and it reminds us here that perimeter means that we are measuring the distance around a figure, we could say, around a shape. It is what you would measure if you wanted to put a fence around your yard. Okay, it's just the outside measurement. So in this case, since I know the sides of a square are all equal, if one side of the square is 5 centimeters, that means each of these sides is 5 centimeters. So I have 4 sides that are 5 centimeters each. 4 times 5, and that would equal 20 centimeters. The perimeter can be found by adding each of the sides together. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, and we know that repeated addition is multiplication, 4 times 5. In this example, I have a rectangle. All of the sides added together would be the perimeter. But in this case, I know that opposite sides are equal. Since this long side is 11 centimeters, this side is 11 centimeters. So 11 plus 11 is 22. My right side is 5 centimeters, so my left side is 5 centimeters. 5 plus 5 is 10. When added to my 22, the answer is 32. So this rectangle has the perimeter of 32 centimeters. When we measure the area, we are measuring the amount of surface inside a figure. So we would say, how much area is inside this 5 by 5 square? And it is 5 rows of 5 units, and in this case they're telling me that each of these is a square centimeter. So if I have 5 rows of 5, that is 5 times 5, and we would say our area is 25 centimeters squared, or square centimeters, right? Each one of these units. In our rectangle, we have 5 rows of 11 centimeters, okay? 5 centimeters by 11 centimeters. And when we have 5 rows of 11, we could either add 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, or, as we see here, we just multiply. 5 times 11. 5 rows of 11 is 55 centimeters squared, or square centimeters. Take a look at these 3 shapes. I have 3 different colored and different sized rectangles. In our green example, I have counted out and I see that this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units across, and 1, 2, 3 units down. And so we have labeled this side as 5, this as 3, this as 5, and this is 3. I would add those all together to find my perimeter, or my fence, and that would be 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 3 plus 3, I would be at 16 square units. So I write square and then units. Let's look at the area. Now the area is the inside. So you could count each of these boxes if you really wanted to, or you could remember that we do the length times the width. 3 rows of 5 is 3 times 5, which is 15 square units. And as I'm typing this, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking my perimeter is not square units. That's just the length around. There's no square there. I'm just going to call that units. Did that make some of you feel better who saw that right off the bat? Let's go on to this purple shape. In our purple shape, I can see that this top line is labeled as 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I don't know this side, so I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like this one is 5. To do the perimeter, I will add all the sides together. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And then 6 plus, what's this one? 6 is 12. 12 plus 10 is 22 units. That's the measurement around. If I go to my area, that's the inside. I could count every single box, or I could remember our formula is length times width, in which case we have 6 times 5, and that is 30 square units. And in our final shape, I don't have any of the sides labeled. So I will count 1, 2, 3 for this one, and I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for this one. So the distance around for my perimeter is going to be 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 3. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 3 plus 3 is 6. So I would have to do 16 plus 6, which is 22 units. The area will be the inside boxes. I know it's length times width, and I remember that 3 times 8 is 24, and since it's area, we say square units. Let's take a look at what happens when we're given the dimensions of a shape and we need to create that shape. Here I have a green line, but I can look at it right now and know that it is not a 2 by 9 rectangle. So I'm going to click on, we will click on this box and we can adjust these lines so that it is a 2 by 9. Now I have 2. And now I'm going to stretch it to be 9. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Little bit farther. That's a 2 by 9. Now you might say, Mrs. Smit, could I do a 2 by 9 in this direction? You certainly may. That would be fine to do it in that direction instead. I'm going to reorient mine. Now what I have to figure out is if this is in fact a 2 by 9, what is the perimeter, the distance around? So this, remember, was 9 plus 9 is 18. And then I have 2 plus 2, which is 4. So I would add 18 plus 4, which is 22 units. Now for the area, remember, it is length times width. 9 times 2, or 2 times 9, which is 18 square units. We've been reminded about area and perimeter. Let's take a look at today's assignment. I hope that you have fun with this. It's called Laying the Foundation. And right here, you are going to make your own city of shapes. The official name of the city, you can fill that out. Maybe I would call mine Mrs. Smit's Coolopolis. That's a good name. Population, oh, let's say that there's 250,000 people in my city. The city slogan is schools more fun when you can go to school. How's that? Don't we all agree it's a little bit more fun when we can be together with our friends? It says using the graph paper on the following page, construct your city. So in my city, I need a firehouse. The dimensions need to be 8 by 5. So we're going to scroll down to the next page, and here we have our firehouse. 8 by 5 is already done for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 5. This is my firehouse. Okay, I go back up and it asks me, what is the area of the firehouse? And I remember that area is length times width. So I can just do this flashcard fact and say that is going to be 40 square units. So what is the perimeter? Well, let's go back down and take a look at that. I have 8 plus 5 plus 8 plus 5. So 8 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 10 is 26. So in my chart, I will click here and I will write 26 units. The police station needs to be a 3 by 7 building. So I look for the label of police station and I grab one of these squares that are pre-made for me. 3 by 7. Let's see, that's going to have to move in about like that. And this I pull down and I make sure I'm to 7. You get the idea, don't you? When you're ready to move on, you're going to grab another pre-made green box and you will make the hospital whatever size it tells you the hospital is going to be. You're going to do the same for the row of houses, the petting zoo, park, pool, etc. And you will make your own city here. And it's up to you if you want to get fancy and change the colors, say, of your hospital. Then what you would do is you would make sure this line is highlighted, and then you would click on the border color pencil, which is right above where I'm pointing, and you could choose another color if you want to get real fancy and have a colorful city. Maybe you make your firehouse red and so forth. Have fun with this. Remember, perimeter is the measurement around and area is length times width. Have a great day.